dragons and shadows and all things in between. Welcome to something you've never yet seen. Hi, my name is Philip, and I'm the Dragon Master, and I am joined by a bunch of dragons, or shadows, or blobs of shadow that have dragon heads. Who could say? Roar, what's happening to us, dragons?
What's happening to us?
I thought you called us, at first it sounded like you said shit-addos.
Shit-addos?
Yeah.
No, shit-addo.
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 Shit-addo. Yeah.
A girl, a fae who's hard to get.
The fae who's hard to get. Wow. Rarefied form today. Well, everyone, I hope you're all doing great tonight. We are down one Tongart Lasso, which means there will be no friendliness. Or, thank you so much for, Brandon, for 25 months of subscribing. That's really kind of you.
Wow.
Much appreciated.
I'm sorry, that's...
I'm just going to kind of real quickly catch us up on what's been going on, and then we can jump into this. Our dragons are on a mission to find the elusive fourth shadow of Iador, Shadow Master of the Soul, that they could coordinate with the dragons in the Cave of the Haven to launch a coordinated multi-front assault on Iador, destroying the Shadow Master and ending his curse on dragonkind in Wyrmloth once and for all. In so doing, they have ventured back to the Shadow World, to the court of the Umbral Queen, where they have been banished / rewarded with being sent into the very first shadow, where a part of the deep primeval shadow world where there is a less dimension and they are basically images cast on a wall by some unseen, unknown flame. As they are moving through this flat Mr. Game & Watch style environment, the sort of already ripping tensions in the group are coming full bore. The Buteros are at odds. Actually, let me rephrase this. Elon is at odds with everyone, and everyone else is pretty irritated with one another.
The Buteros are fine.
Except
okay?
the Buteros are fine, obviously.
Nobody's irritated with XigXag.
Oh no, they are. They message each other about XigXag a lot, like privately.
Always irritated with XigXag.
They're very mad at XigXag.
Very
That's
offended
not even
right
true.
now.
They're like
triangulating us.
They're like, please, can XigXag like talk about brains anymore? That kind of stuff. So the point is, as our dragons have ventured through, they have encountered strange fey creatures that make them fight and their blood boil. They've encountered a friendly person in a weird little room reading books with no content, and they've even fought some shadow oozes, which wound up being much more disruptive than anyone was ready for. Lord Buku had a plan. Elon decided to move in first, did a lot of damage early on, just shocked it all up, and then the upside is Tongard has no hands and Lord Buku has no body, but he is attached to a large ooze where, if he really thinks about it, he can get it to move in the direction he wants. That is where we left things. True. The dragons, they understand that they need to go sort of we're looking at this in just like a flat map. They need to continue south into the deep shadow. They have a strange crystal that can kind of glow and let them retain some shape around them once they get down there, to avoid, as Shishu put it, ego death. But they are now going to be venturing forth in hopes of finding the Shadow Master of the Ages, who is said to live down there in the deep shadow, before they then head back north to climb the dimensional stalactite. Just reminding you guys of that this is what's on your quest list. If you go to your menu, this is the open things. I don't play as many video games as you, but I hope this is putting it into terms. Yeah.
Shishu says yes. Can we please just add a few more quests?
Our quest log is not maximized right now. Can we please? Yeah.
I feel better when I multitask.
Hey, if you want something done, ask a busy person.
That's right.
Yeah. I heard that on a Bravo show. I forget which of the housewives said that, but I remember one of them said that.
One of them definitely said that.
So might have been Lisa Rinna. Anyway, so with that, we are going to no, okay.
Don't bring Rinna into this.
I really find Beverly Hills so funny. I find it like, that's quite a show. Anyway, everybody, with that, yes, Lord Buku Bazan of Buzzin.
We're out of combat, correct?
You are out of combat. Oh, but could everyone, before we start, roll you? And we are using D6s in this weird thing where you'll have more chances for matches, right, but it's lower things. Everyone roll 4d6 to determine your luck for the evening.
Oh my goodness, I have a triplet.
You have a triplet. You have 5 luck. Congratulations.
I probably not going to use it, but
2 pair.
2 pair, which is so irritating down here. You know,
yes.
It's like, what's the point? But you do have 4 at least, so that's good.
I had a pair, so I have 5 luck.
We roll 3 or 4?
You roll 4 for this.
Pair. Here we go.
Great. 4. So we have 2 4s. The Buteras have 4s. Buku and XigXag have 5s. And now we will probably not make 1 luck roll. But yes, we will now begin with Lord Buku Bazan. You are out of initiative. Oh, I guess I should mention that at some point Elon was really thinking of like using shadow sculpting to do some kind of weight loss plan for dragons, and also to make art stuff where you look at it from different angles, and he said from one angle it looks like your father, from another a hoard of coins, from another disappointment. Anyway, that was just another thing Elon said. Sometimes we just have to remind ourselves of the stuff Elon says. So anyway, that was one from last week. But yes, at this point,
that was inspired from trying to get Tongar hands again, right?
Yes, that was inspired by Tongar, who kind of, accidentally blew his hands off. So anyway, yes.
So just to I'm currently like a dragon snow globe, essentially.
Effectively, yes.
But I have managed
not snow, but snow is white. You are totally just a shadow. So you are, what is the opposite of snow? A poop globe?
I mean, I don't know. I'm a new moon globe.
Sure.
Cool.
Is that?
You're I think, yeah.
I'm a coal globe. Anyway, what I'm wondering is, I have successfully been able to make my blob body move.
You have.
Aww.
Thank you. Whatever it is that we do, I would like to continue to try to master the movement of my body, and or eat blob body around myself, and or try to transform myself with the blob body into a Buku-esque shape.
Understood. Okay, first things first, everyone give yourself 1 power back. We will say so some time has passed.
Oh, thank God.
Second of all, Lord Buku Bazan of Buzzin Keen, I think you've been rolling Persuade to convince your body to move. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go ahead and do another Persuade roll to just see how we're faring.
Okay.
Dang.
Oh my. That would be a 4th degree success in artwork.
4th degree success. Lord Buku, yes, you are definitely able to, at this point, kind of bounce. The ball will sort of bounce in the direction that you're sort of mainly going. Psychology really doesn't fit here. This really would be a detect vibe. I know you don't have many dice in that. I'm trying to see if there's some other, for you to kind of just get a sense of what is maybe going on with this thing. Oh, you know what? Actually,
analyze?
You can do an analyze. I don't think you can add natural sciences. This is too weird. So it's just your 8 dice, and you can change 1 after the fact. But yeah, you may analyze your situation now that you've controlled it a little bit.
That's a triple. Nope, that's a D die. Quadruple gemstone.
Quadruple gemstone, which is brilliance, and harmony, which is very appropriate for what you're doing, for the sort of thing. Here is the tough thing that you are realizing, which kind of based on some stuff, and I've flubbed it here and there at times, but basically you will need a 3rd degree success to prevent it, in pure persuasion, to prevent it from moving on its own. You need a 4th degree success to have it move where you want it to move. To start changing its shape is going to need 5th or 6th degree successes. And so in other words, that being said, because of your understanding of this, in general, it will probably do simple movements for you. You'll only have to roll to persuade if you're, like, sending it into battle or something like that. For now, you think you can direct it unless it feels threatened.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
But with a 4-3 success, it's sort of, so you're probably getting a feeling of like, ooh, shaping this thing is not easy.
When you talk about shaping and being a 5th degree success, does it feel like the thing where I'm gonna have to get like a bunch of those, or like if I can do that once?
You think
I just need to overcome the.
You think you may need to do it whenever you're trying to like significantly alter the shape, or hold the shape. That being said, because you had a 4th degree success and because it is in gemstone specifically, I am going to mention. I'm actually going to be irritating, and I'm not going to tell you the thing, but I'm just going to mention that seed this for your thoughts. Lord Buku, there is a part of you that thinks there may be some other way for you to extricate yourself from this thing. Gems, especially you're thinking of gemstones and brilliance and shining. Something in the back of your mind about what's going on here. You don't have to do this now, but you do feel you're like, oh, there may be something. But right now, you're honestly probably, despite your brilliance, you are probably so focused on just moving where you want to move that there's something in the back of your mind, roughly where the blob begins, that you're like, there might be some other means of breaking me out of this thing.
Right. Buku just wants to get big, so he kind of he gets it, but he's like, not important.
He's not even trying to get out. Perfect.
Can I use calculate to try to help him with this?
Lord Buku, are you saying all this aloud, or is this just kind of an internal thought?
Oh no, definitely internal. Definitely doesn't share the idea that he might have that would help, because he doesn't like, that's more of like a last minute thing. He's just like, cool, it's cool. I'll keep plugging away at it a little bit at a time, trying to digest it.
There you go.
So I think that's something he's going to try to do the whole way down, is to continue to try to persuade it and,
understood.
Get a leg here, an arm there.
See if you can manipulate some limbs out. Perfect. Well, in that case, so yeah, I think XigXag, in that case, he's probably not, you are unaware of his thoughts, so there's no, and honestly, he rejected your previous attempt to just yank him out. So there is some degree of him not.
I'm thinking maybe if we greased him up, he would slip out.
So far, there seems to be no difference to what you guys can perceive between Buku and the blob, which is kind of the trouble.
It's very intriguing to me, so I will keep just thinking about.
Of course. But in the meantime, you have cleared this passage that XigXag found. I will mention again that there is a very narrow corridor that really no one, actually literally none of you can now fit through, because Lord Buku is stuck in this large thing. And even were you to become a biped, to shift to a biped silhouette, it is still a pretty narrow thing. It would have been a tight squeeze even for Lord Buku. But there is this sort of very narrow passage leading kind of to the southeast, basically, and then you could go straight down, which was the original direction you were going. So will you carry on, or do you want to investigate this weird other passage?
Is the weird other passage not narrow?
It is, no, the weird other passage is this very narrow sort of. It's kind of like there's a straight shot going down, and then there's a kind of tilting thing like that.
Is it possible to eat a piece of the passage and widen it?
Interesting idea. Yes, somebody could do. Somebody could try to bite into that wall and do an endurance roll if you wanted to.
I would love to do that.
All right, Shishu, you can try to bite that passage, no problem.
Okay.
Buku will share that thought. Make that public thing.
You have to have a triple success, you said?
Yes, you'll need at least a triple to sort of succeed at things at present.
So how many power do I spend to change one?
You can spend 5 to change one after the fact, or you can spend 3 to just re-roll the whole thing.
I want to spend 5.
Okay.
To change 2. Wait for it. Oh. Coinage.
Coinage. All right. Well, security and comfort.
Greed.
Is good. Greed, especially. So Shishu begins to like gobble on this sort of thing, widening the sort of beginning of the passage, and we'll say that Shishu may not even like consume every piece of this. Unlike the sort of blob shadow that you were touching and biting at, this is much less of a sort of squishy sort of. It does seem like you're kind of gobbling rock, but it kind of just seems like everything here is sort of the same substance. It doesn't really taste like anything. You can swallow some of it.
So it tastes like all the diet food I've had to eat over the years.
Basically, yeah, it's a very flat kind of.
Whatever, rice cakes. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, yes,
rice
very
cakes.
rice cakes energy. But so you do actually you clear a good bit of the passage out of the way from there.
It's just biped arms.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
Just all dried and mashed together. So yes, as you manage to sort
Like
of
a cricket.
chew this out,
Yeah.
and you don't have any kind of ill effects from it. You're probably not actually consuming it, because even in the shadow world, it's like I'm not gonna eat a bunch of rocks, but you can kind of gnaw and make it, and sure enough, you are able to clear a good bit of the way there. So if you guys wanted to press on in that, or at least investigate it, you could. Since you're the one who's done that, Shishu, let's have you do, under your vitality, a look roll, just to see if you can sort of, as if we're like shifting to another screen in this top-down perspective, see if you can sort of see what you can see from a little further over.
Triple success in artwork.
Great. Ooh, and artwork is always good for the sort of, when looking at things and seeing if there's, I wouldn't call what's going on here beautiful, but you do see that narrow passage leads to a kind of jagged, round chamber in which there appear to be a bunch of oozes just kind of glorping around. I know, Shishu, it is not necessarily your area of the most expertise, but give me an analyze just as you're looking at this. And you can then report back.
She's not great at analyzing.
Not her greatest, but you can throw one out there.
I mean, analyzing and self-reflection are like
Peas in a pod.
That's utter failure.
Yeah, Shishu's like weird, but if you want to keep going and trying to eat more and get to that room with the oozes, you can, or you can back out and sort of let them know what you've seen through that passage.
I just keep eating.
Understood. Go ahead and do another endurance roll then.
If she's eating away through the passage, could the rest of us help? We do it as a group.
Yes, you can. Only one person can gotta be in the front, but you can certainly be kind of widening it behind Shishu if you want to.
I only got double 2, so I didn't.
So Shishu. Oh, Shishu. Here's how we'll do this. Here'll be.
Sorry, it tastes like styrofoam.
Yeah. So Shishu, you continue sort of chewing through this kind of. The other thing you're running into is earlier you were kind of like clearing out like into the passage they were. Now you've gotten to the point where there's nowhere for it to go. You know, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul here. But as you get to this point, your biting this near seems to alert some of those oozes who start moving towards the passage. Towards you.
Oh.
There are still oozes? I thought you killed the oozes.
Are these newses?
These are new oozes. That is the thing. And in fact, Shishu, we'll even say Shishu can kind of come up with this. This is probably where the oozes are all from. You've probably found the ooze room. And they come out of this little passage.
Can we push the rubble back into the...
Understood. Yeah, everybody give me a lift roll under physicality to just try to move to
Or
try
could I just throw up everything I ate and plug the hole?
You could do that with, I guess that also would that be endurance or... Honestly, Shishu, your lift is better. I'll let you like lift it out of your stomach effectively. Yes,
okay.
You can roll a lift to vomit shadow rocks.
I want to do a vomit roll.
Oh wait, you should do a throw. It should be throw.
I feel like she should have I feel like she has a lot of experience doing this. I feel like
Dark
she should
jokes.
I think that's actually
dark
true.
jokes, but yes, have a bonus point.
Yeah.
I feel like that should be
I'm
a
gonna roll
particular
7,
skill of
6.
hers. Is throwing up.
Yeah, 7d6. Go for it. That's grim.
She should get what's the bonus you get for knowledge? You should have a hurl knowledge.
So
triple trinket.
Well done.
Triple
Andrew, well
trinket.
done.
Yes, Shishu, you are actually able to, as they come, you're able to disgorge a bunch of it, just like kind of right back. And if the rest, did anybody else do a lift roll, or were you leaving this to Shishu?
I will had a double artwork in it.
Yeah, XigXag, it's kind of hard to like move them into the right place, but Shishu does sort of back up and has actually technically improved the situation, because for now the passage is blocked by what Shishu the rocks that Shishu sort of egested into the passage. So with that, you guys are
Well, maybe we shouldn't wait around for them to eat their way through that. Well done,
we
Shishu.
should,
What's their vessel?
Bravo. Yeah.
I don't know
Your
how much.
quick wit,
I don't know how much
as
stomach
always.
acid I have as a shadow, so I don't know how long that's gonna last. But we should go.
then in that case,
Agreed.
XigXag, you are the one leading them. Not that there's much sort of leading at
Yeah,
this point.
really,
but
we are just going down. That's
you're
all
kind of
it
just
is.
going south, but nevertheless, let's do it. You know what? We'll do a navigate this time. This is no longer tracking. This is navigate. You are just sort of trying to maneuver through these passages.
I don't even find my navigate.
It's under your.
Oh,
it's
there
under,
it is,
in the
I
blue.
found it.
Yeah, in the intellect. Great.
Oh, well, that's a double trinket and a double artwork.
Understood. So, XigXag
not
is
much.
understandably beginning to have some trouble leading you through these spaces as the darkness becomes more intense, and this is happening in multiple ways. One is that the passages you are still able to fit through them, but the passages are narrowing. You're having to go sort of 2 by 2 or single file as you go through. And the light illuminated around you is beginning to get a little bit dimmer. The firelight that is creating your shadows. And it also, Lord Buku, you can give me an analyze on this one. And XigXag, you could do a calculate if you'd like, as you're kind of trying to think about why this could be happening.
Triple tome.
Triple tome, and tome is especially good for knowledge and such things. XigXag?
Double coinage and double talisman.
Double coinage, double talisman. Yeah, sadly doesn't add up to 7 or 8. So yeah, so basically XigXag, as you're sort of thinking here, it's kind of like, you're not quite sure what's going on. It seems like it's on like the tip of your tongue. Lord Buku, you get the feeling it's almost like the fire, it's like you're further away from the fire. The edges are getting a little softer and fuzzier. Kind of the shadows a little more elongated down here. It's like you're leaving the light. And all of
Like,
you,
we look better.
you look better, but there's also an almost like there's some fuzziness to your edges now. As if you're Lord Buku.
With the persuasion I'm doing to constantly try to,
Yeah.
rediscover myself, do I feel like the fuzzy edges are affecting my physical self?
You feel like they're affecting both your physical self and your mental self, and you also do feel, in fact, that once we'll have this happen here, you're beginning to feel resistance from the ooze, as if it doesn't want to go. It doesn't want to lose too much as it gets deeper and deeper. The ooze kind of wants to absorb and to grow as an ooze with its own clear boundaries. It doesn't want to go into this and start kind of losing itself.
Okay. Well, I'll say, well, everyone, I feel like this lack of light here is starting to eat away at ourselves.
Should we bring out our gem? Use our gem?
I
for
mean,
light?
I suppose that would help us. They-
Tungra says, I mean, it's in my backpack here. I can't really get to it because I can't really open it now. But somebody else is welcome to go in there. And,
I mean, I
Get
can't either. I'm
Yep.
more just.
I can get it.
Okay.
I'll try breathing some fire to light things up, just to like, give a little secondary flame here.
Let's do it. Let's do a breath for sure.
I mean, not that I really want to, but I'm gonna do it really passive aggressively though.
Understood. So it's kind of a like, yeah.
It's just all out the nose.
Yeah.
Like, Lord, if you're gonna breathe, just breathe already. Wait for life.
Okay. For quadruple coinage.
Quadruple coinage. Understood. With a quadruple coinage, you do get that thing where you're not just sort of spitting like little shadows of fire that sort of hit. You do create some light, but it is amidst this, it's kind of like a very brief flare. You can you get a little bit, like, you all feel a little sharper and in better resolution for a moment, but then kind of the passage you're in, you kind of get a better layout of it, but then everything gets a little fuzzy and dim once again. So it was a 4-3 success, gave you a moment of it, you all kind of felt a little better and still do for now, but it is not, it's not a permanent change to this area. The shadows.
You know, while we have this moment here of a little bit more crisp awareness, I think it's going to be very important for us to maintain our identity of self here. My feeling is that the shadows are going to creep in further. Well, as the shadows creep in further, I'm afraid that we might lose who we are as our physical bodies start to blend with the surroundings. I don't know if you all are feeling this, but my experience with my new welcome size here. Now that I am the biggest of the dragons, I feel like I have a better understanding of my body compared to the rest of you, and I'm noticing that my mental state has a big impact on my physical state.
I would argue you being a dragon at this point, you're more like a blob with a head of a dragon.
Well, you know, I don't
That's
really appreciate the
totally
fat shaming.
fair.
You know, not
It's
all
more
of us.
of a blob
It's
shaming.
not like, yeah, it's not like blob, like your
Look,
size. It's like just the shape.
We all can't have 1,000 scale bellies, okay? Like sometimes some of us are a little bit more rotund than others, not as much definition. Just,
I mean, you don't even have wings. What dragons don't have wings?
you know, it happens, okay? I'm just
That's-
keeping them tucked close to my body.
That's a lizard.
I just
You look like a fat
this-
lizard right now.
Wow, that's very hurtful, XigXag.
Oh, by the way, can you try to flap your wings? I mean, maybe it would help.
Is it flapping now?
Do we see anything? No. Oh my
It's
god.
just a blob. And it's a blob that is actually kind of, if anything, all you notice is the blob is beginning to inch northward, like trying to like not be down here. The blob is trying to get away. Yeah.
Stop it. We're going south.
Give your
South,
persuasion
bud.
roll. Let's get it for this next little leg of it.
Double trophy. Make it exciting and interesting.
Double trophy. Interesting. Vindictiveness and competition. I'll say that you can keep it in place even with a double here, but it doesn't want to go any further. Seems like it's a little scared of the dark. Ironic.
He looks kind of round and, rollable. Is there any way that I could, like, maybe throw something at him to make him, like, roll?
You could attempt that, certainly.
Okay, but I'm not very good at throwing.
Well,
Who is good at throwing here?
Me.
Oh, Shishu.
Yeah.
I have this great idea. I
Yeah.
think we could roll him down if he just threw something, Maybe I calculated the trajectory and you could throw something at him. So he rolls down.
Oh, I
southward.
get it. I thought you wanted me to throw him, which would be really fun.
No. Well,
Wait, I'm
could
sorry,
be
what?
fun, but you don't want to actually touch him.
Okay,
don't-
yeah, I'll throw something.
Can we talk about this first? I
Grab
don't.
something- is
No,
there something-
I think we are.
No, I'm
Yeah,
gonna just
talk
go
it
for
out.
it.
All right,
What am I gonna
shoot.
throw? Is there something that
Yeah,
I
you can pick
like
up a rock. No,
rock
actually,
or
oh wait,
something?
sorry. Make a luck roll. Zigzag and Shishu. You can both try a luck. We'll see who gets the bigger
And-
rock.
I'm not a fan of this idea. You don't need to throw things at. You can just ask me to go in a
Oh,
direction.
I have double talisman.
Double talisman.
Sellable coinage.
I'll say that between the two of you, you can find a few rocks. So Shishu will have to throw them pretty hard to sort of play to basically kind of like play pool and just like drive this ball down.
If I do a calculate, does
Sure,
that
do a
help?
calculate. That's a good idea.
I'm not gonna do a calculate.
You don't have to do the calculate.
Oh.
Zigzag will calculate for you and will tell you how to.
Oh.
Zigzag will tell
All
you
I
how to
have-
bounce it.
Okay.
All I have is double artwork and double tome.
Please.
Oh, that adds up to no,
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 it doesn't. Yeah, if it adds up to 7 or 8, that could be a thing. But yeah, sadly, that's
Yeah.
not a thing. All right, Shishu. So Zigzag gives you some basic stuff of like just try to throw it like this, but now Shishu will do the throw itself.
No, wait a minute. There's no need to be violent here. You don't have to do this. Will somebody along? Would you step? You won't step in. Anyone? And please,
Oh
there's
my
no
god, I
need
got
for this.
3 pair, but no success.
Well, wait, but what are the pairs?
1s, 3s, 6s.
1s and 6s will give you trophy, and I do allow. You can combine the 1 and the 6 into a 7, and we do allow that. So yes, victoriously, you can throw 1, and that does actually knock into Lord Bukubazan. And even though he couldn't make the thing go forward, you can throw it in. Interestingly, Lord Bukubazan, the blob gets a little bigger as it absorbs the rock.
Ow. All right. That's enough.
Well, you want it to be bigger.
Well, not it just wanted to be my choice. I feel like it's my body. I should have the right to get bigger or smaller as I see fit.
I'm not sure
like
if
it
that
being
should be
imposed
your
upon me.
choice. Maybe you should regulate your body.
Wow, like you know my body better than myself. It's really
As the
The main person who should weigh in on this is Elon. Just that's my thought. Anyway, as you guys are sort of as Lord Bukubazan is merrily bouncing down against his will, and the rest of you begin to go further into this deep shadow, sort of the next screen that you enter as you get to the bottom, and then bloop, 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 bloop. In case you can't tell, I'm really in a like original Zelda or like like Link to the Past mode. That's all I'm picturing for this dungeon. It's just two-tone black and white. That's all I'm seeing for this. So as you guys reach this next level,
I have Mario Underground music going in my head right now.
sure, that also very much fits. As you reach this sort of next screen, the darkness here is far more pronounced. You are dim outlines at best. It's very fuzzy, and there is a kind of overwhelming sense of like wooziness that you're all experiencing as you reach this point. Zigzag, you have the crystal, but you've yet to sort of activate it.
okay. Can I activate it? Is
Yes.
there a timer on it? How long it lasts or stuff like that?
You guys have not really investigated it or tried anything with it yet, but I will allow you to actually do an investigate roll. You're pretty good at those.
Intellect?
It's under your intellect.
Oh, okay. That's I am good at. Ooh, I have a triple talisman
Triple talisman. Oh, and that's about magic. That's the most set.
and double trinket if that helps.
Understood.
anything.
I think the triple talisman will be very helpful here. Yes. So Zigzag, you kind of you figure out how to activate this crystal, and it does seem to be something that has limited use. So it may be something that you will kind of need to kind of turn on and have be bright, and then maybe let it dim, and that you don't just want to leave it on the brightest setting. It has multiple
Oh,
settings
okay.
basically you can kind of activate it as like a bright burst to just really get, you know, like a very good sense, and that would look very far and you'd see a lot. Or you can kind of turn it on dimly, and that's much more sustainable, but that would kind of maybe only cover like a few of you. So in other words, you guys, if you bunch together, you can kind of click it on, and then there'll just be sort of like a little light shining around you as you venture. But if you want to see the whole space you're in, you would need to turn it on high, but that will burn more of its energy.
I think let's go with dim.
Okay. XigXag turns the light on dimly, and suddenly we'll say XigXag, Shishu, Lord Buku, you're maybe bouncing on the edge there. But XigXag kind of turns it up, and suddenly there is a very different quality of light. The light so far that you have seen is much more of a kind of like, you know, like fire-lit, warm flickering. This is a glowing white magical energy, like what a glowing crystal would have, and it is enough to cast XigXag, Elon, Shishu, Tongart, and a good bit of Lord Buku in very sharp relief.
And we can start going down.
Yes. The rest of the room, however, you notice make anyone who cares to could do a look roll just to see what you can see around the edges of this sudden light.
Ooh, that's my thing. Look. Anybody else can do that. I'm looking.
Sure.
I've got a pair of 6s. No, that doesn't help.
I have a pair of
Yeah,
what?
two pair.
I have quadruple talisman.
Quadruple?
Yes.
Do you
Like
have?
four.
Is
Hell
your-
yeah, Ziggs.
Do you? Oh wow, jeez. Okay. So basically, as Elon and Lord Buku, you guys are sort of trying to look around. XigXag, as you sort of maybe move this crystal here and there, and maybe just slightly change what the edges see, it appears that in this room there are weird sort of sloping passages that kind of spin around and go nowhere, and there's all sorts of junk. Just all sorts of like weird abandoned things, skeletons and broken swords, and, you know, like a wheelbarrow. There seem to be these sort of silhouettes of assorted nonsense down here.
That's strange.
Shishu's gonna start picking up and carrying stuff, whatever she can take.
Understood. Sure. Grabbing. Yeah. Your lift is high enough that you can just kind of you can pick up some assorted odds and ends. We'll do a luck roll on that later, or we'll do one now. Let's see if you got anything cool right now.
Okay.
You got 4 dice on that. Who knows?
Any shoes?
Just a pair of 3s.
With a pair of 3s, you definitely find a bunch of stuff, but none of it feels notable, and also none of it is your or any of the rest of your kind of like favored hoard items. You're not finding shoes or brains or, you know, magical books or followers. But there is a pogo stick, so that's something.
I just might turn this all into content later. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep it.
Love it. You press onward. XigXag, now that you have this light, give me another navigate roll. Now that you can kind of see, you've seen it in video games where you're like the dark room and you turn on a lantern. This is definitely, I think, in Link to the Past on N6 Super Nintendo, where Link gets the lantern and you're in the dark temples and you can just see like a few squares ahead of you. No, yeah, I know. I've described it. You know.
I'm there. I'm there for it.
Well, all I have is double tome.
Double tone. So XigXag, it is maze-like, even with this light, and the light is definitely enough to keep you guys clear. But as you go a while, XigXag, you haven't led them into any traps or dangerous dead ends, but you're kind of having trouble. You know, you're having to double back a lot. You're not really going deeper the way you think you need to. You could always try to turn the light on brighter, but then, you know, it's possible you'll wind up without the light. Or you can just kind of keep pressing on down one of these paths.
Can I turn it up just like one click?
Sure, you can turn it up a click. Yeah, tell you what, you can turn it up a click, which will illuminate not all the space, but illuminates a good bit around. Everyone make another look roll to sort of see what you see in this brief period of more light. You're not sort of seeing the whole picture, but you're seeing a little further just for a moment.
Careful.
Double talisman and double gemstone.
Okay.
Triple gemstone.
Triple gemstone. Lord Buku?
But 4 and 3 and adds up to.
You could add that to a thing. However, I think we'll go with... Oftentimes we'll use the trophy or the weapon thing as kind of like a last resort. We'll have Elon will be the one to sort of spot this.
Yeah.
Now, whether he tells everyone else about this is another story. But Elon, as you sort of peer through the light of this gemstone, which is kind of, we'll up it even further since it's appropriate. You can see that there is a sort of a strange wall segment that it seems like there's something behind as sort of the light passes over. It's weird because you sort of can see above yourself in this. You're sort of having this weird top-down view. You think there's actually a wall over there that has been sort of blocked off, that's hollow behind it. So if you were to bash your way through that, there would be a new passage you could go down.
I'll tell my man, Tongart, be like, bro, I think there's an opportunity that's presenting itself over there.
To make up with your sister? I love the sound of that. Sounds great.
No, actually, if you could just inform my sister to bash him in that wall, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elon, I understand you. I appreciate you. This is a growth moment. Proud of you. Shishu. Elon is a... I think this is just the way he's trying to make amends, but there's a wall section over there that if we could bash through it, we'd have a new passage.
Nope.
Well, he's really trying, Sheesh. He's trying to,
He's not trying.
Oh, okay.
No, you can tell my sister that I'm trying, like our mother tried with her and then failed.
All right.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Do you guys hear something?
I'm not getting.
I didn't hear anything.
This.
I'm kind of at a loss even what to say to that one.
Tongart, maybe if somebody else has some great ideas, it'd be fun to execute those ideas.
Yep. I'm
But I don't execute the ideas as somebody who has no loyalty.
Tonga, you can tell my sister that she doesn't know a thing about loyalty.
I can. I don't know that I really want to.
Are you serious right now? Are you serious? You let a weapon that wasn't even cursed try to take you over? You don't even like to eat things you killed. I could have eaten it if you would just ask me nicely.
Tonga, you can tell. Tonga, you can tell my Tonga, please relay this message to my sibling that I did actually inform her, but instead of eating the person, she decided to restrain me.
What?
Just like she's held me back in my career. And I'm tired of it. I'm bigger than this. I'm bigger than all of this. I feel flat and two-dimensional.
That's not my fault.
Even before we got here, yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
XigXag, whose side are you on?
At this point, I have no idea.
Well, has Elon ever gotten you shoes?
That's true. I'm on your side.
Thank you.
You made a very good and convincing point. Do we get a power back after all this? Not yet.
Not quite. This is just happening. That's.
You know what? I can't even think of a time that my brothers ever truly disrupted anything.
Except our group.
I mean, yeah,
progress.
disruptions. Like, it's never, like, made a difference.
Taggart, you can inform my sibling that she's stupid.
That does not even land.
Really sure I can. Not even sure I can do that, but all right.
I know you are, but what am I?
XigXag.
Yes.
Let's have you do it. How many dice do you have in Calculate?
Huh?
How many dice do you have in Calculate?
6.
6. Lord Bukubazan, how many do you have in Calculate?
Believe I started talking like Taggart for no reason.
Well, I believe
I also
you also have 6.
I also have 6.
XigXag. Give me a calculate roll here real quick.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh.
That is 5 coinage.
5 coinage?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
You're not.
Well, XigXag, then I don't know that there's going to be it's always great to roll a 5th degree success. I don't know that you're going to get a huge benefit for it here, other than with absolute certainty, you currently have this clicked onto a higher thing, and for how long they've been arguing, this will start to drain it, so you may need to click down,
Yeah, I'm clicking down.
click down to the lower setting. So basically, suddenly the area that Elon was pointing out is kind of gone and hidden in the shadow as XigXag is reserving the power. With a 5th degree, though, XigXag, I'll say for the future, I'm with a 5th degree, you have calculated you've seen like the charge rate and all of this, so you are not going to accidentally run out of power like I was hoping.
Oh.
So
Is there a charger anywhere, or
It
can
just
it be
time.
charged?
Just time.
Oh.
It'll kind of regain power the same way you guys do.
I'm just gonna say, Dad never spoke to me, so I don't do any of this for his approval. Everything you're doing is for his approval. You finally got a sword that talked to you like Dad did, and then like you didn't make it work. That's on you.
So I'm sorry, Taggart. Did you hear something? I was just
So,
this sort of
Thungard, where was
nibbling.
that piece of dog? Where was it?
Just like a
Never-
nibbling of someone that's lesser, just like
never
someone that is a
bad.
disappointment.
Do I know the piece of wall that Thungard was pointing at?
Elon was pointing at it.
Yes.
But you probably noticed the general direction.
Yeah.
Yes, XigXag.
Can I just wander over there
Alright.
with my light?
Sure. And Lord Buku, if you're just as a blob, if you'd like to add anything, go for it.
Buku definitely has some things he'd like to add to this conversation, but is also scared out of his wits for stepping in between the siblings. So he's gonna,
Yeah.
I will actually say
he's
that
basically been turtling into his blob as much as possible.
And your blob is actually picking up on these vibes and is moving, in this case, away from them, but in the direction you want to go. So that's a bit of a freebie. At least.
Yes.
The blob senses your reticence and is also retreating from them down towards the wall. XigXag, if you as Shishu tells Elon that he'll never be his father, as you can go to this wall section that Elon was pointing out, once you get the light real close to it, even at this dim level, you're kind of leaving the others a little kind of diaphanous and fuzzy, but you can get to this and you do see that it seems there is some space behind it. So yes, maybe you can bash your way through, or maybe there's some means of getting through otherwise. But
Well, can I investigate that?
sure, you can do an investigate.
Ooh. I'm rolling like a monster today. It's triple trinket and double artwork, which is even 7. Adds up to 7.
Oh, that is true. You do get to a 7. Well, no, I mean you have a triple trinket, so you don't even need to go higher. But
doesn't that give me an extra though, like an extra edge?
The extra edge, I'll say the artwork will be this. You can tell that there is some mechanism that would make, like, you see like the tiny shadow of a gear underneath. So you think you actually could make this door swing open by doing something, but you probably have to, like, it's not immediately here, it's elsewhere in this room. You'd have to do some like Legend of Zelda style, you know, like move something onto a tile and then do, yeah, so it's a stuff. Or you could just try to bash it down. Those are your sort of options.
Oh, Shishu.
Yeah.
Would you mind bashing this door down for me?
I don't mind at all.
Thank you.
Which roll should I do? Push?
Yeah, you could do push, or honestly, you know what? Let's go ahead and just do an unarmed combat. Just attack it. That's your unarmed combat. That's 9d6, and you get to change one after the fact. Just you're here to hit hard, you know. I think mathematically you're actually guaranteed a 3rd degree success if you have 9 dice. Actually, in this system you'd be guaranteed if you have 7 dice.
A quadruple trinket.
Quadruple trinket, yes.
I'm sorry, quintuple trinket.
Wow.
Yes, Shishu bashes the door open and trinket is just kind of, you know...
And I could change one after the fact, so it's sextuple.
Oh, you hadn't changed one yet? Okay.
No.
Shishu, in
God
that
damn.
case, we'll even say Shishu, like hits the door so hard that like you all feel, you see more than feel, like a whoosh of air as Shishu has sent this door just careening down, and like the whole room sort of shakes.
I just kind of bore eyes into my brother and just kick the door in.
Perfect. And after that happens, you all do hear some chiming that sounds vaguely like anyway, but now there is a passage, another kind of a narrower passage, but with the light you can lead everyone.
Let's go, dum-dum.
Yeah, I'll like to go first because of light.
Perfect. So XigXag, you will lead them through this hall into the deeper dark. XigXag, one thing you do notice as you get here, however, what is our marching order? Actually, this does matter. You guys are basically going one at a time. Include Tongart. You can put him at the end if you like.
I'll go after XigXag.
I'm in the back.
Understood. Okay. Lord Buku, give me another persuade. This will take some doing to get this guy down there. But it will be...
Annoyingly, I'll walk next to my brother because I guess that's how the order just
No,
happened.
you can put Tongart between you guys.
Yes.
If you want a Tongart buffer, you may have one.
Yes.
Well, double trophy.
Interesting. Lord Buku does not want to go.
Oh, actually...
Oh?
I'd like to go double weapon with 3 pairs.
Ooh.
With 3 pairs, it adds up to 100% with a weapon. I also like this because that's amazing. What's fun about that is that actually power and strength and honestly rage a little bit makes sense here, as you are just like brute forcing, like roll, damn you, roll. So yes, you're able to sort of force it forward. That sounds great. So Elon, you are in the back. Okay, perfect. Elon and Tongart. All right, so XigXag, you begin to move in the light here. The light right now is pretty dim. And you notice that in this passage, the dim setting is extending not so far back. It's a little bit on Buku and kind of on Shishu and Tongart and Elon. Elon, there's a very unpleasant sensation as you're moving through this. You can only barely sense the edges of yourself. It's, kind of the walls beside you are pitch black and you are pitch black, but everything else is dark gray around you. You feel very fuzzy and kind of...
Can I do any chameleon scales and change my shadow color?
You can change your you cannot change your color, but you can change your shape very easily. You can change like the quality of your outline, your silhouette. Actually,
Shishu doesn't understand what that means, so she won't do it.
Actually, Shishu, let me read how your chameleon scales goes. You know what you could do? We said it's there's not a roll for this. Do a go ahead and do. You usually do. It's like the equivalent of arts and crafts. Do an arts of crafts roll. That's under coordination.
Okay.
If you wanted to.
Do want to.
Yeah.
Put together this really brief video game music sounding playlist is fantastic for this now.
No success.
Yeah, Shishu, you're trying to, and you feel like there might be some means you could at least do something a little different, but it's kind of not coming to you down here. But XigXag, as you sort of lead the group here in Elon, as you're having this very kind of unpleasant sensation, as you're sort of pushing on, and you certainly don't want to stop, because then you'll be just left in total darkness, and that feels dangerous. Or maybe to Elon it feels great at this moment. XigXag,
it's normal.
As you push on, the dim light is kind of not cutting it anymore. You are getting into a place where like the dim light ahead of you is barely spreading out. So you could turn it up higher, or you could just try to, navigate through this, just needing a higher success. But it is kind of up to you, since you are in front and you have the light.
Up a click.
You'll what?
I turn the light up a click, but also pick up the pace, so...
Oh, gotcha. So you turn the light up a click and you pick up the pace. And this time, as you turn the light up, all of you notice with what vision you have as the light even now kind of swoops over you, Elana, as you kind of come down here, is this time, unlike in the other places, where suddenly you had a burst of a hard edge. Now the shadows, almost looking like tendrils and fingers and claws. The shadows, as you do that, they retreat. The shadow here seems to be moving, and it is not that blob-like consuming way. There are even multiple levels of the shadow. There's darker shadow and the secondary shadow. I don't know if anyone has done art class, but you know how there's like multiple tones of shadow sometimes. So the shadows kind of having different tones, and they are swooping away. XigXag, you can tell that you are sort of moving. All that is ahead of you is this kind of heavy shadow like that. And then a voice calls out to you all. Who brings light before me?
It's the guy.
It must be the guy.
A group of travelers looking to beseech your wisdom.
Turn out the light, and you can have my wisdom.
Right. If we turn out the light, we stop existing.
Oh.
No.
That sounds scary.
Maybe we just click it down a little bit.
Try that.
You just click it down?
What do I think about it being a smart thing to do or not?
That you can roll a psychology or a detect vibe. Just tell me which one you're doing.
Let's see. I'm going with psychology.
Elon has crashed into the darkness. He just texted me.
Become one with Tonga.
It's double talisman and double tome, so...
Double talisman and double tome. Yeah, that's all too sort of high. Yes, XigXag, you're not sure. This is some ancient creature sort of telling you. You do know it's dangerous to turn the light out, but Shishu is sort of, it also may be dangerous not to turn the light out. You're not sure what to do. Somebody else can Lord Buku, you could do a read on that if you wanted to as well.
Read person?
Yeah, read person or psychology. Just tell me what you're doing.
Read person here.
Understood. Just because they come at it from a different angle, kind of a vibe.
Sure. Double trophy, I guess.
Double trophy?
Yeah.
This ancient thing is simply too hard. Oh, you double trophy. It added up. Understood. It doesn't like the light. So it is probably disinclined to help you. Turning it to a dim setting, as XigXag has done, may be good, but you may have to allow this thing to... You may have to sit in the dark for a little bit in order to get the information you want. That is kind of the vibe you're getting it. That may be the cost of doing business down here.
XigXag, I think we'll just have to put it out. Just remember it. Remember it's in your hand. Keep that in your mind.
Yeah, I'm just clutching it into my hand and then click, click.
Understood. And with that, as we go into total darkness, yes, you all do have a sense of like, where am I?
Go into darkness?
And there is also, though, you can hear and you can speak. Oh yeah, you guys can do whatever you want, or you can just all turn off your cameras however you want to do it. As you all sort of speak here, you do find that you can hear and you can think, but you can't feel anything. Like, you cannot even feel your bodies. You have no sense of... You have your mind, but like you have no sensory input right now. You have a little bit of sound. And the voice will sure enough say, "That's better. So, you seek the wisdom of the shadow.
I guess.
Yes, please.
You're in the shadow now. Feel yourself slipping away into
I don't like it. I don't want... We just need to go.
Oh.
Thank you, though. Thank you for the offer of us slipping away, but we need to get back to 3 dimensions. You know what I mean? Away from the shadow.
3 dimensions is far too many. 2 is too many. The true shadow, the shadow of the ages, is that which is cast in eternity, where the light is never seen again. That's where you are now.
I mean...
Buku, can you ask him about the thing, the thing that we're here?
We appreciate your grand eloquence and your all-encompassing darkness, oh great one. But we come to inquire of what we can about one of your shadow kin. Cannot remember the name of the dragon.
You are looking for the Shadow Master of the Soul.
We are looking for the Shadow Master of the Soul.
Why?
They hold the Shadow Master of the Soul is not the is that the creature that we're looking for?
That is Iador, yes. That is the
right.
Your
Iador,
enemy.
thank you.
Yes.
The Shadow Master of the Soul has, well, we have things to discuss with them. Are you on good terms with the Shadow Master of the Soul?
There is silence in response, and in this infinite darkness that you all find yourselves in, there is this very unpleasant sensation of how long has this been? Has this thing even hurt me? No input but its voice, and now you all begin to have a very unpleasant sensation. The DC for this is not necessarily going to be like all the high. I do need everyone at this point to basically roll a, oh boy, that's mean.
Oh boy.
Roll, okay, if you could do a, I think resist coercion, actually. You're not really being coerced, but it seems like everyone's got an extra die or two in that. Let's all do a resist coercion just to, this is less about that you're being coerced by this entity and more to keep your mind, to keep your sense of self as the edges of you begin to drift away.
Ooh. Quadruple trinket.
Lord Buku, despite your body mostly being blob now, you definitely know who and where you are, which is a good thing.
Is it blob? I can't even see it. Maybe it's all
just you. Maybe the lights will come on and you'll be a bigger dragon than Elon.
There we go.
I'm gonna use 2 points.
2 points to give yourself an extra die?
No, 5 points.
5 points to change one, sure.
Yes.
Love it.
I got 2 pair.
2 pair. Understood. What do they add up to, your pair?
5.
They add to 5, yes. Sadly, Elon, already in a weird headspace, you are definitely beginning to sort of drift kind of out of self. You're so frustrated by this, you are feeling yourself slipping away. Shishu, how'd you do?
I too only got a pair of 5s.
A pair of 5s, yes, you also. The Buteros, perhaps so frustrated and upset by their recent conversation, are almost averse to holding on to themselves. But you have had some matches, so you haven't experienced full on ego death, situation quite yet. XigXag, you got to a 3rd degree?
Yeah, triple talisman.
Yes, XigXag, you also are sort of keeping it together here. But yes, you eventually, Lord Buku, after what seems like it could have been hours, but in fact was probably only seconds, the voice speaks again. The Shadow Master of the Soul. A fool and a tyrant. All of them. They didn't realize that the true power lies here. In the unending dark.
So true.
And how do people see you to be your follower?
I don't need to be seen.
But do you have like a platform or like across all like platforms? How many followers do you have? Like all across all planes and dimensions, you know?
Oh man, that was 4th degree success, just naturally. Shishu, you do have this odd feeling kind of washing over you as your consciousness which you're already grappling with the edges of, and it is suddenly focused on. And this entity says, "Oh, sad little thing. You desire notoriety from those you do not meet in the desperate hope that it fills in the emptiness inside of you. Your perception of fame and successes is so trifling. You should stay here in the deep shadow, Shishu Buteros."
You know my name! I didn't know I had a follower this far south.
Oh, Shishu, I have always followed you. You've never been able to outrun me. I've been connected to you whenever the light shines and the darkness is cast beyond you. And now I know that in all the ages, you, like everyone up there, do not matter and will be forgotten.
It's hilarious.
But if you stay here, you will never be forgotten.
That is tempting.
If you are the shadow itself. But you ask of the Shadow Master of Soul, and I wish to know why.
I just have some questions to ask him. Can you show us the directions or tell us how to find him? It, them, her, whatever.
The Shadow Master of the Soul left this place of power to go into the worlds that are material. Their doings, the 4 pathetic shadows they've crafted, have no meaning to me.
Oh, what are the four shadows that crafted?
That's a great question.
Pathetic, meaningless things. Creatures utterly unimportant compared to what we are here.
Yeah.
Giants and dragons and bipedal things walking around.
And the 4th one?
The 4th one is right there in the name, isn't it? The Shadow Master of the Soul. Iador crafted himself a shadow that is shadow. A shade of soul.
Oh,
An
but
empty form of undeath.
it's so meta.
A ghost.
Ah, a ghost. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, yeah, we would like to kill him if it makes you happy.
It does not matter to me.
Oh, well.
For if you leave this place, you leave eternity. You return to being sad, empty things. Nothing more than forms cast on a wall.
Okay. Not too bad.
But you're not going to leave, are you?
Yes, we are.
No.
I mean, I want to.
How? You're already a part of the shadow. Soon you'll remember nothing.
Do we have every question answered?
XigXag. XigXag.
Uh-huh.
Like, get the light.
Okay.
XigXag.
Does that ghost have a name?
Iador. Not that you need to know that.
Okay.
Little dragons.
Okay, I'm turning the light on.
Stay here. So XigXag, you don't have hands. You can't really feel anything. So what you're going to do here is attempt to turn the light on.
Okay.
Despite, basically, you're trying to will yourself enough material understanding to do this. So I believe, XigXag, this fundamentally is going to be a resist coercion, which is mainly just because that's your highest will skill.
Okay.
I would urge you to maybe buy some extra dice before you do this, because you here have the hardest job.
Okay, how many extra dice do I need? And
Well, it's you can do as many extra dice as you'd like. It's just it costs you 2 to do each one.
10's a cap, right?
10 is the cap.
And what will guarantee at least a 3-degree success?
Well, you need better than a 3rd degree success to do this.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because though you maintained your mind more, like Shishu and Elon, they're kind of like, you're silly, but there's a part of them
be
that is
out
kind
of power after this.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough, but hey, you guys are doing the important work here. You're adventurers.
Oh gosh! After this, if we ever get out of here, we need to rest for like a week.
Like a month.
Yeah, had you gotten this and gone on this through the proper channels was your original plan, you could have rested before you were banished here and everything. But what makes a fun story. All right, so XigXag, how many extra dice are you gonna add on top of your 6?
4.
4 extra. Okay.
Is that enough?
That'll get you to 10. Okay, so you're gonna roll 10 d6. That will cost you 8, so you have 14 remaining.
Is there any way that I could help? It was just kind of like a zigzag
I'll tell you
solo
what,
enterprise.
Lord Buku. I would allow you
Good vibes. Good
to
vibes.
do an analyze roll, because you are going as a plan of attack to give XigXag like a. Actually, XigXag's all you do is give XigXag some power back in the form of the bonus. But why don't you do that? However, I am going to roll a deceive on behalf of the Shadow Master, which is high, and you do have to beat that. But let's see.
Okay. Cool. Ooh. Ooh. This is going to be interesting.
What do we have, buddy?
I rolled a triple weapon,
I love it.
but I have a dragon die.
You do.
Can that become a quad weapon?
I understand what you're saying. Yes, I would allow you to do a quad weapon for two reasons. One, because that is very fun, and I think a dragon die can maybe get to those eighths if you're trying to match something else already. A quad weapon is very fun. That's the good news. The bad news is, I am not kidding you. I've just rolled on 9 dice, 6 5s. So as you try to understand the nature of this thing, you realize it is an unknowable god level thing you're talking to.
Beyond the ken.
Beyond the ken. But
I would like a. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Elon.
I said, I would like an audience.
An audience with me.
Yes.
You're already here, Elon Buteros.
Not, but I'm with other people.
None of you are really separate or alone. You're just the shadow now. Say what you will, because I already know it. I've been cast against your wall every time you've hyped yourself up in the mirror.
No. No, that's not. I want to know about Isidore's wish. What do you know of it?
Iodors.
Idor.
Iodor's wish.
Yes.
I know that wishes are silly things. Hopes you have for what you want. Will means nothing. Desire means nothing.
That. So you don't know?
Only the eternal darkness matters. All of you stop thinking of Iodor now. XigXag, have you made... XigXag, have you made your roll?
No, I'm waiting for all this drama.
Understood. XigXag, go ahead and make your roll, because I think you do have a sense that as this thing is saying this, all of you forget about Iodor. It may be about to try to, like, drag you all out of your consciousnesses again in a more substantial way.
This is a very interesting thing. I have triple coinage, triple gemstone, and triple trinket.
Okay, you have triple trinket, triple coinage, triple gemstone. So, you can get to a triple weapon, which does kind of count extra good here. And we have established that were you to spend power, you could get that to a quadruple weapon, which kind of does count as a click above.
Okay, sure, let's go for broke.
All right. So yeah, spend 5 more power. You're reduced pretty low here, but we'll see how things go. XigXag, my question to you is simply this: how high are you going to crank this thing?
Very high.
All the way.
Fuck yes.
All right. So if you spend your 5 power, that is going to get you to a 4th degree success in weapon. And this is not contested against anything, so you managed to get where Lord Buku did. He couldn't quite see through the deception, but perhaps maybe Lord Buku's doing that did just keep some focus or some stuff off of that, so it had an effect after all. But XigXag, right as Elon is realizing this thing knows nothing that they care about other than what it's already disclosed, and as you all have a sense that it's about to try to take you away, XigXag flips on the light, and the light shines over all of you very brightly, sharply illuminating you. Because this is the first time we have seen the maximum setting. Oh, you also do notice that those tendrils of darkness are all like wrapping around you, but now it kind of, they all zoom back. Lord Buku Bazan of Bazankeen, you notice for a moment your form within the blob form. Sort of like a couple, like it's now sort of more like charcoal gray, and you are still black. So at this point, those tendrils move away from the light, but then you hear the rumbling voice, "How dare! Nothing escapes the dark!" And they begin to move toward you. Everyone needs to make a move roll to just get out of here.
And I would like to just shout, "Run up!"
Just up. Max up. But yes, Lord Buku, you had a question, because obviously your situation is something else.
The Amulet of the Plains, could I activate that?
The Amulet of the Plains. That is interesting, because it's in so few dimensions. Yes, you may. This will be hard for you to do, but you can definitely try to do it. Although, I think we usually... You know what it would be?
Did it take time to...
No. Here's what it will be. You'll and because of Arcana, because it is magic, you have your +5 to that. I'll give you the whole thing on that. I looked at what it would be. I think this is actually fine motor skills. This is you trying to emerge from the blob. It's under coordination. Emerge from the blob and feel what you're feeling for. So this is going to be you attempting to plane shift while you are in this form.
Right.
Trying to sort of do this in the proper way. So you can first do your fine motor skills to try to just activate.
Just out of character, does anybody mind if I plane shift us off this out of here?
Oh no, I don't.
No, I mean I wanted to ask him, but he's like, this guy is just lame.
He doesn't have anything.
We could have done this before.
I've just kind of kept it in my back pocket. We had to get some information.
Okay.
That's a 5th degree success in tome.
5th degree success in tome. All right. So that was 10 dice total you rolled.
10 dice total.
Very important question. Do you have any subsidiary successes?
Yes, a double trinket and a double artwork.
Okay, gotcha. Tome means that you, so basically, Lord Buku, I'll say, you, as XigXag says, everybody run, and you guys begin to do this. Lord Buku, you're gonna try to, you're sort of pulling yourself away from that thing, but you've already made a big roll here, and you're sort of activating this thing, so you kind of move out and try to activate your Amulet of the Plains. God, I wish they'd stolen it from you in that place, but you rolled luck and they didn't see it. So yes, Lord Buku Bazan will activate the Amulet of the Plains. At this, where do you want to go? Where are you trying to send yourselves? What plane are you heading toward?
I think I would like to send us... Where
Back
would he
to
like
the
to go?
dragons, the other dragons, maybe?
Yeah,
So we
it's
can
like
tell
either...
them.
I think it's either there or Wyrmloth, right? Those seem like the two places that are home.
The Haven place?
Even
Actually,
places, so we can tell them that we found out
Can I
about the fourth form.
can I send us
Right.
back to that cave that we started our adventures in?
The Cave of the Haven.
On Wyrmloth.
That was it. Yeah, I think that was technically the elemental plane of Earth, but yes.
Oh.
It was you,
The one that's
really?
attached to the that's attached to the Feywild?
Oh, on Wyrmloth, your very first cave, the treasure hoard of
Yeah.
oh my god, what was her name? Of that dragon in
Dream Dragon.
The Dream Dragon. You absolutely can go back there and yeah, you'll have something.
Are we welcome there? Didn't we steal something from there?
Yeah, but that all got you know.
It-
We
it-
triggered the trap and then it got
other
cured by
people
the
did a
Shadow
thing.
Queen.
Okay, cool. So
and the witches.
Yeah, what was the name of that cave? I'm having to go back to session 2. Hold on, sorry everyone.
Sorry.
That is the
Imiente.
Yeah, it was Imianthe Mirakin, but the cave you went to was the cave of a dragon named...
While you're looking that up, Buku's just thinking to himself,
Session 3.
Get out of here as fast as he can, but also the safest place to go. Bazan-Keen is destroyed to all, purposes. There's no real home that they've all had together. So it's just off to that cave. Seems like
you are going to the
best
cave.
home for him and everyone.
Is it Dressley?
It was no, you were going to the cave, the hoard of the Moonstone Dragon Hecatoline.
Hecatoline.
That's where you're going. Yeah. Which is on Moonshadow. Yes. Moonshadow. Okay, perfect. Yes, thank you.
Hecatoline. Damn.
The cave.
That was in 2021. Just want to point that out.
Oh my god. Really?
Yeah.
Shut up.
October 2021.
All right, and that's actually a perfect maneuver. So, Lord Buku, go ahead and make your analyze roll. You managed to activate it. You do always make your analyze roll, but I mean this is a little more assured of a success for you since it's all you're doing is the thing.
Understood. That's really the. Well. We'll say triple tome.
Triple tome, sure. A triple means so it's going to work. So this thing charges towards you. You do have the sort of crystal with you. You have the stuff. It's shining this bright light. Lord Buku, you manage to get everyone together as Elon and Shishu kind of are there. You're all able to kind of almost reach your shadows together. You pull yourself out, kind of this thing, and you manage to activate it. And you all are removed from the deep shadow. You have escaped after all.
Yeah. And we didn't have to climb up on the stalactite either.
You didn't climb up the dimensional stalactite, which is actually notable because as you all emerge, you have a very interesting sensation, which is that you actually momentarily do just see yourselves as shadows cast on the cave wall here in the Hoard of Hecatoline. Kind of in that little chamber. You're not in the hoard room, but kind of with the glow. You see yourselves cast as shadows, and you're in three-dimensional space. You can look around. But, like Peter Pan's shadow that gets separated and has to try to reattach itself with soap and all that, and maybe Wendy will sew it back on. Right now, you are just shadows. You are just shadows on a wall. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
From bad to worse.
It's like when you go back to visit high school, like the first Thanksgiving, or like that you went to college and you come back and you're like, I hate this.
No, oh my god, I was so much more somewhere else. Yeah. All right, so with that, congratulations everyone. I probably would have had this be a slightly longer session, but I think that's just too good a stopping point, so I'm just calling it there. So thank you. That was great. So you have total success on the mission. You know the type of entity it is. You understand that it is like in the land of the dead, and you're gonna have to find you basically have to. The last shadow is a literal soul, so you're gonna have to go to some afterlife and destroy something in an afterlife, which is pretty rough. So that's great. Well done. Congratulations. But the bad news is, having whipped out real quick, you are now shadows. There's got to be a way to fix that. Also, Tongart doesn't have hands. So.
No.
Wait. Does
I need my boy to have
still have the blob on him?
No, Lord Buku escaped the I'd given a hint earlier, and he actually declined it. He's like, I'd rather get big. Though the maximum light from the crystal got him out of the blob as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it kind of gave him his real form, so he was able to get out. But with that,
I wonder what happened if he somehow he turned back to three-dimensional. The blob would be just an ooze over him.
Yes, it would have been very painful and acidic. Yeah. But he had ways to try to get out without it. Tongart's got, well, we'll get to Tongart's hands later, don't you worry. In any case, you have escaped. Congratulations. We are back to D8s.
Doesn't feel amazing.
But as you guys look around, you're just like, you're still shadows on a wall, but now sort of distorted and cast over, and kind of like you're weirdly invisible, and it's just a weird vibe. That is where we're going to end this.
And here I thought the worst thing was that we left Lagak again, but I guess...
Yeah, Lagak is once again chilling in the Umbral Court. Not really a prisoner, and honestly, Lagak might have left the Umbral Court at this point to just be like, all right, whatever, yeah.
He's better off, actually, than we are.
Wild times.
Probably true.
With that, well done, everyone. Fun times. I appreciate that. I'll mention, I think we will maybe still play next weekend. It's kind of a question since it's the holiday weekend. So stay tuned for, it might be 2 weeks before we're back, or maybe we'll be here next week to see. Isn't it a holiday weekend next weekend? Am I crazy?
Yeah, it is.
Isn't
You're
it Labor
correct.
Day? Yeah.
You're correct,
Labor
and you're
Day.
crazy.
I'm
Labor Day.
So there we go. So it's Labor Day weekend next week, so we may not have this, or maybe we'll just have it. We'll that will be announced later, but whatever happens next time we see these dragons, there'll be shadows on a wall, still in a different way. On tomorrow night, join us for the Dreamlands. I think as of now, the vote got the vote suddenly charged into being interesting today. If people want it to be a come from behind victory or close, you should vote me not, and make them fight mimes tomorrow and their own thing. So that's going to be interesting. Then on Wednesday, we do not have a Top Flight Tales this week. The week after that, however, we'll be starting a new game, a new D&D 5e game using the 2024 Player's Handbook. You might see some familiar faces even from this game, as well as from other games. And then on Friday, we have Blood from a Stone. The most recent episode of Blood from a Stone, if you have not watched it, is... I want to put an extra content warning. It is one of the more sexually explicit ones we've done. So just, watch out. That was a lot. It was wild, and it was very much in the tone of everything, but just be aware that one was a lot. Okay. It was our third voluptuous orgy. I'll phrase it like that. Okay. So, that's what's going on here. And, everyone's like, the third what now? So yes, so watch all those fun shows, go to our Discord to interact with us, our YouTube to watch old episodes, and the wiki to see how all of this sort of, how all these things sort of interact with themselves, but also follow all these wonderful people. Does anyone want to plug anything they're doing this week or at any week?
No, Pierce and I had a fantastic time streaming. Thank goodness you're here. A very funny game and talking about the industry. He is off this next week, but we will return the week after. But stay tuned this week. I think we're gonna I'm gonna try to get together with Jed, and we're gonna stream together. So, we'll keep you up to date. But check out the Long Lost Lore Discord. We will announce when we will be streaming.
Good stuff.
Excited for that too.
Anna, you got anything?
No. Pre-order Eat Happy Italian, and then upload your receipt to eathappyitalian.com, and you get really cool bonus recipes. Thanks.
Awesome. Vanda, you want to...
Bonus recipes.
I have actually something for you, Phil.
Uh-oh.
Moonflower Murders is coming to PBS September 15th.
Good to know. I can use, because the PBS Passport app or whatever it is, you only get it for free like a few days after the stuff. So good to know. I was wondering when the next season that'll come. I'll check that out. Very fun stuff.
Yep.
Very good. If Pierce were here, he would probably say that tonight's game reminded him of I don't even know, the William Friedkin 1980s classic To Live and Die in L.A.
Oh, that's interesting. Actually, I was thinking about him today because somebody mentioned going to see The Crow, the remake of that other Crow where Brandon Lee died.
Yep.
And I don't know. If the Thungard liked it, apparently he would hate the remake.
Oh, interesting. There you go. Yes, Brandon, yes, Pitch Black is also Aisha. Yeah, that really would have been the best one for tonight because we did go to full Pitch Black a while in it. I like how merely me flipping down my little thing felt like a really high production value effect. Everyone was like, whoa!
That was really cool.
Very fun. So thank you all for watching. This has been a lot of fun. We'll see you. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, since Pierce isn't here, if as another thing to watch, I just recently watched Dark Winds on it's an AMC show, but it's on Netflix. Very good, very good.
Tony Hiller
Americans.
Stuff, right? I think so.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but like detective Western type of thing. It's like set in like the '60s. Pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like the Jim Chi, the Tony Hill. Yeah.
Very good.
Put it on my list.
There you go. Very cool. All right, well, everybody, thank you so much. This has been great fun. Appreciate all being here. We'll see you in a week or two for this game. Until then, don't let the shadow hit you on the way up, but then you're still a shadow on the wall. So now the shadow's hitting the wall. Boom. There it is.
You started so good today, and just
that's how I do it. You don't want anyone to get don't want to get the expectations too high. Bye, everybody.